Hello friends, welcome to my video. Today's video is on when you're gone, you're gone. You know, have you ever been around people that no matter how hard you try to get along with them, they don't want to get along with you? Uh, Perhaps in your school years, you knew someone that caused you problems, and no matter how you tried to get along with them, there was no neutral ground with them. It's like they had a sword in each hand drawn every time you come around them. And when you were talking to somebody else, they would come up and totally interrupt you, holler out, "You don't know what you're talking about. Why don't you shut up?" And stuff like that. Did you ever have things happen like that? I did. I remember at school one time, there was a girl that she caused a lot of problems, but I think she threw an eraser. Remember, we used to have those blackboards with white chalk, and they would use erasers. Well, we had a bin where the dirty erasers, after a while, they'd put them in a bin, and then they would take them and they'd have to clean them. Well, she would pick them up out of there and she'd throw them. Well, she hit me in the head with it. And, boy, the teacher come in the room, made me and her both go to the office, and we get down there, and she starts crying in front of the principal. "He's mean to me." And he told her, "Go to the bathroom, wash your face, and you can return to class." Then he got his paddle out of his board, made me bend across his desk, and gave me three licks for something I didn't even do. And I'm standing there with chalk all in my hair, all in behind my ears, all over my clothes. Dirty chalk. And people, there comes a time, like I remember a guy that was real fat, and I read somewhere about it, but he was going to ask somebody out to the prom, and he was embarrassed because he was so fat, but he went and asked a girl at school, and she said yes. Boy, he was all excited. Well, he ran, and he got, back then, you could go and they'd tailor your suit for you. Didn't cost an arm and a leg back in the 60s. And he got that, and he even got his dad to loan him the money to front him the money to rent a limousine. Back then you could do it. It wasn't real expensive back in the 60s. So he rented a limousine to go to the prom. Well, he got a big bouquet of roses and everything, and the limo pulled up in front of her house, and the driver opened the door for him, and the driver was standing there, real proud of him and everything. And the boy went up the door and rang the doorbell, and he had the roses. The girl opened the door, reached out and grabbed the roses and took them away from him and said, "You're too fat. You won't fit through my door. Goodbye," and slammed the door right in his face. Well, he was crying. He went back, and the driver, he's standing there by the door. He closed the door after the guy got in there, and the guy just sit there crying. He just cried like everything. Well, later on, that boy, years went by, and he was real depressed, and man, he ate food like you wouldn't believe. And I mean, he got so big, his doctor warned him that he would come down with diabetes or something if he didn't get the weight off of him. Well, that did it. So he started working out. He started doing his own cooking. He ate a lot of broccoli, cauliflower, vegetables and things. And he actually got to looking great. Well, they did an article about him or something, and that girl called him on the phone one day. And she texted him and said, "Hey, let's get together for lunch." He didn't even answer. He wasn't going to do it. It made me stop this morning. I was thinking about that, and I thought, when you're gone, you're gone. And when you walk away from someone, perhaps coworkers are causing you problems at work. I worked a job for 35 years, and I worked with people that they were the most ungodliest people you could ever be around. They caused me problems like you wouldn't believe, but there come a day that I got to walk away. When you leave, you leave. You're gone. When you're gone, you're gone. There comes a time when we go and we depart. And you know, have you ever thought about those people? They're still there. Same kind of people. They've never changed, never improved. It's really sad. Hey, hit the like button, subscribe, and Grandpa Hickory, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye from Texas.